Good evening, friends. Today I am here to give you a continuity on our playlist. And the name of the playlist is Contract Commercial Agreement and Drafting Tutorials. Earlier, we have discussed about representation and warranties. Those who are interested to know about what are representation and warranties, they may go through that checklist. It is present within this tutorial. Now, today I discuss about the point related to confidentiality, clause of confidentiality in contract. So without example, theory is nothing. So primarily I really want to discuss about one example, so it gives you a basic or amenable idea about that. For example, if a copywriter of Animal or Bahubali, before the formulation, when there is no director and nothing is there, that not copywriter, script writer made a particular script about the movie. Now what he can do, he move towards to the director or producer so that they can analyze that script, and after that they decide whether they enter into contract or they accept that script or not. What happens if this particular script writer do not form a memorandum of understanding? Before moving further, I'll tell you what is memorandum of understanding. Is a pre-contractual agreement or obligations before entering into the final contract. So this gives you assurance and surety regarding that there's no forgery can occurs to the party who is disclosing the confidential information. Disclosing means who is giving the information. In this case, that script writer is disclosing the information. So what is the purpose of this memorandum of understanding? That what we are providing and what you are getting, but within that you write down the confidentiality clause regarding that we are talking about. So confidentiality clause within this case may be that until the formulation of movie there should be no disclose of any information takes place out to the outsider or to a public. This MOU further forms among or between the actors, actresses, even the team which is involved within the movies, whole team involved in it. So one by one I explain you, first of all, through a pointers, what is confidentiality clause. Confidentiality clause is an information sharing. It may be unilateral, it may be bilateral. Unilateral, I give an example related to what where copyright, the script writer given to director shouldn't share this information to other person. Secondly, bilateral is what when two manufacturing unit, they are having some specialties and they form a joint venture related to that specialty. For example, if specialized water is available to buy through a party A, but the flavor which is present, which is only known by the party B, how what is the process of making that specialized water, then specialized flavor, that is a confidential information. Both should protect that information. That is the bilateral transaction or a related to joint venture maybe. These are all are pre-contractual arrangement where the negotiation takes place among or between the parties to reach at suitable conclusion which is not legally binding. Okay, these clauses are not binded in nature. These are pre-contractual in nature, where you are not obliged to perform all these duties or performances which are required. These are pre-starting of anything. The information which you are sharing in confidentiality clause, these are highly sensitive information. If open to a public, then what happen, it may cause a damages to a party who disclose the information to other party. Ensure that in that the information marked or defined confidential information should remain confidential. This is present in the clause, it shouldn't be make out. Now the information, it shouldn't be there, that it should always be related to or concerned to the process, manufacturing process. It may be related to parties also. Okay, it may be related to respective businesses involved in it. It may be related to employees who are involved in this particular assignment, and related to revenue also. How related to revenue? For example, within a share market, it is totally revenue based. When there is a when there's a quarterly balance sheet form, on the basis of that profit earning ratio, price to earning ratio, share market may fluctuate accordingly. If any of the employee may share this confidential information, so his the person who get this information may get advantage and buy a share, and he may get benefit from that. Even related to clients also, technical know-how, what is the technology present in that, which is not available within a market to other personal or professionals. Then the processes also, business plans also, those who are new, form a new ventures or new businesses or innovative business, they want to venture capitalists. What is venture capitalist? Venture capitalists are person who give a who give a financial help to a person as a shareholder, when he explain what is a business idea presented there. So even related to intellectual property rights, trademark, copyright, and market sensitive information is also present in that. Disclosing party always worry about that whether this information shouldn't be used by any person or professional, to whom with whom he is making a prior contract. Unauthorized disclose shouldn't be takes place by the third party. Maybe sometimes what happen, if you don't form a memorandum of understanding, if your agreement include a lot of technicalities are involved in that, then you separately formed a non-disclosure agreement. So confidentiality clause includes three four sub clauses. First one is the definition. Definition may involve that this confidentiality clause consists this restriction. So it gives a basic meaning or information. Second one is the duration. Duration means once the MOU is formed, from that effective date start. What is effective date? Effective date is a date when one two parties enters into the contract. From that day, the restriction start, or restriction should remain continued. So duration, it may be till the both of the parties are in contract 4 to 5 years. It may remain after the expiry of the contract, extended to 5 to 10 years. So permitted exclusion, it doesn't mean that the confidentiality clause related to any process, the examples which I have given, it restrict the parties not to share all the information. There are permitted exclusion should be present. For example, that if an agreement takes place between uh, party A and party B related to manufacturing process. Now party B wants to share the information or assign information to party C, which is very essential for the purpose of business profit and their extend their business. So from the party A, they can take permission, but in a restricted manner. So that is a permitted exclusion which may be allowed, but within a restriction. So under legal compulsion, for example, there's a arbitration agreement among between of them. But what happens due to not arbitration, during the memorandum of understanding, there is something dispute arises in between both of these parties. Then what happen, then court may require that information. So under legal compulsion, that information may be shared. And once, for example, not for example, here I really want to convey that if any one of them share the confidential information, then there's a remedies may be available for the breach of this conditions. There's a hefty of fine, though, so that they give example to future, that future those related to those agreements those occur in future, so no one can break down this confidentiality clause. What does not included in confidentiality clause? Public domain. If the information is present within a public domain, then it doesn't comes under the purview of breach. Now prior the formulation, second point is prior the formulation of contract, this information is already available with the agent. Okay. And prior the formulation of contract, that company that not acquired, that confidential information has not acquired by the agent. If it has, there's a clause, sorry, it is approved by the company that you may use this confidentiality clause, then disclose on direction of government or judicial agency. So these